set. You guys, first half slow start. What was kind of the key to flipping the switch towards the end of the first half and in the second half?
Just staying locked in. We trust everyone on the team. So, teams are gonna go on runs. Us and other teams are both gonna go on runs. So, just staying focused on the main goal, controlling what we can control. Then at the end, it'll all play out.
All right, so Maxime, you guys were down by 12. What was the mood and mindset at that moment? And then you knocked it down to 5 at halftime, and then the second half, of course, you guys came all the way back and took the lead.
I mean, I think we showed some pride. Obviously, number 13 made a ton of shots. We expected him to be a shooter, but not necessarily go 4-for-4 right away. So we tried to take care of this. That was the main thing, just defensive end. Our zone helped a lot as well. And then on the offensive end, especially in the second half, we got a ton of ball movement. Oziyah got so many backdoor cut. Ryan got a nice cut as well. That opened some great dunks for Don, couple threes, couple layups for me. JB getting fouled down there. I think it was a real team effort in the second half.
Max, what was it like hosting your first ACC game ever here?
It's special. I'm a big, I don't know if I can say that, but Pac-12 guy, I guess, because we've been in the Pac-12 for a couple of years. What I told him before we got on the court, I always give a little speech, and we really had to set the tone, not for us, but for the years to come, because that was really the Maple's first ACC games. And obviously we had three on the road, because you got to include Cal, and so that was the first time we got some fans back in the building. Felt amazing. Obviously it's a good team. The whole conference is very competitive. So it felt great to start off with a good win. And once again, I just love the resilience we showed. Being down by almost 10 and then coming back and winning by 11 is really big for our program.
Can you guys talk about the travel aspect? What's it kind of been like going East Coast, coming back to West Coast? First time you guys have done that, what has that kind of been like? Yeah.
Yeah, it was definitely new for me. I'll say that. It was an adjustment, but we all know what our main goal is, so we got through it. But it was definitely new for me, but I enjoy it.
Made us closer.
For sure.
All right, so not only did you guys get your first conference win at home, and then your other conference win was in the Bay Area, but you guys were in the midst of a 3-game losing streak. Yep. So what type of sigh of relief is it to get this win and accomplish 2 goals?
I think it's good. I think we need to realize we had a 3-game losing streak, and as any competitor, there's no excuse for it. But at the same time, number 10 Oregon, Clemson, probably top 30 at the time we played them. Pitt, probably top 30 at the time we played them. All 3 great tournament teams that have hope of going at least to the Sweet 16. So these are not losses to be ashamed of, if I can say. But at the same time, we're competitors. We need to go back on the right track. And I think starting the week with 1 dub and hopefully getting a sweep with Virginia on Saturday, that would really set us up for our next road trip at UNC. So, yeah, I think it's great. I love the fact that the guys really had this next play mentality and just focus on the next game. So, yeah.
Talking a little bit about Virginia, what are you expecting to see from them on Saturday?
Well, historically, they've been a really good defensive team. Showed on ball screen, double the post, that kind of stuff. To be honest, we're really one game at a time, so we focus mainly on Virginia Tech up until today. I assume we're going to have a lot of scouting tomorrow, but aggressive defensive team, and you're going to have to be really tough on every aspect of the game if you want to win.
Sellers, just talk about your 3-point.
Yeah, talk to us about it.
What kind of got into you second half, just in terms of the strength of yourself of the season? We seem to find that groove. What was the key to that in the second half?
It just goes back to trusting my work. I put in I shoot a lot of shots every day, so there's no reason to not trust that it's gonna go in the game. That's why I shoot all those shots every day, to be confident in the game. So whether it's falling or not, just taking the next one, believing it'll go in, and everything works out in the end.
So Oziyah, you being a California kid, how are you adjusting to the Eastern time zone and then coming back and realize that, it's only 11 o'clock back home and it's this time here, so what has the time zone been like for you? I know Maxime had a whole different time zone here, but
it wasn't too crazy for me. When we got back, I got to sleep and get some rest, but on the road it wasn't too crazy. I'll say the actual environment was more intriguing to me. You know, I don't really see snow that often, so I got to feel some snow. It was super soft. So yeah, I like that.
Does it snow in France, or what's the snow?
I think it does a little bit, like around like January, February. Definitely not as much as here. I mean, not California, sorry, but East
Right.
Coast. It just like depends on the years, but
Are you snow basketball?
a little bit. Yeah, but dude, don't say that to our PT. It's not good.
Anything else?
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Head coach Kyle Smith.
Yeah, that was a really good win for our program as far as obviously coming in here off a tough road trip, lost three in a row. But everyone, I'm getting all the, sympathy. Tell you doing all right. And I'm like, I've been doing great. This team's got a really good attitude. They believe in one another. They're still growing. They're still getting better. And I was really proud of them tonight because I thought we had some breakthroughs. Obviously off to a tough start. Our confidence might have been a little shaken from the road trip. And I thought, Virginia Tech's a really well coached team, and they threw a hard shot at us. And that's a great for our program to be able to come from down 12, I think, to win by 11, and made a lot of winning plays down the stretch. Like our offensive rebounding down the stretch, saw some guys grow up a little bit. Ryan Agarwal made a couple nice drives and offensive rebounds that really impacted the game down the stretch there, where it didn't get tightened up. So, and Donovan came off the bench, did good things, and really, really good. Nice to get our first ACC home win. That was great.
Coach, talk to me a little bit about Donovan Young and his
He's been injured a lot of the season, and he came back after Christmas and missed some time with a cold or flu or whatever, and so it wasn't he really didn't get any practice time going out to back east, and he played in the Oregon game. I think some people saw him and knows that he's just our best front court athlete, really, is what he is, and gives us as much as anything. And all those guys are very similar in talent, but they're all better, little different, everything. He's got the quickest feet and best defender, I think, and athlete. So that's something we can use, another front court athlete out there on the glass and defending. He made a lot of winning plays.
So Coach, down double digits in the midst of a 3-game losing streak, what do you say to the guys at the timeout when you are down double digits? And you guys did get it down to 5.
You know what? I always get these questions, and I never know what I say, to be honest. But because it's really, we're pretty consistent, man. Like I said, we always say respect everyone, fear no one. We really stay in the moment. We really coach in between the medias, and trying to chip away there. Because if you get, and that's probably coming, I'm probably a much better coach that regard than I was 12 years ago. If you start obsessing like we're down 12, what's wrong? It rarely goes right, So it's just like we got to chip away, tighten up some of our defense. Our defense is okay, but we really did 13. We blew 2 coverages on him. He was 4 for 4 at half. He played really well. So that was a little discouraging there. But offensively, I was a little worried. I can't lie. But we hung in there and eventually broke them down a little bit and got some penetration. Made some shots, and some guys stepped up.
Just how huge was it to get got going again, and 4 for 7 from 3. Just kind of talk about the ball movement, seemed to work.
Yeah, no, I mean, Oziyah's turned into a really good player, to be honest. A guy that just both two-way player, and that's the goal, is try to get these guys to be two-way players. He's done that. He played really well against Clemson. He played good first half against Pitt, and that game got away from us a little bit, and I probably tried to rest him. But he's just so consistent. He cares so much. Obviously our big 3 delivered at home, and Donovan and Ryan stepped up and made some big plays too. So the better they get, I think it's easier for everyone to kind of follow that lead.
All right, so Coach, I asked the players, Oziyah, because he's a California guy, how are you adjusting to the time zone change, going from 3 hours ahead when you're on the East Coast and back here Pacific time? So how do you do that with the practices and the way they should get their rest, and how does that work for you?
You know what? It went way better than expected, maybe because I was, there's so much talk about it and people worried about it, but we kind of kept them on West Coast time as best we could, let them sleep in, and they usually enjoy that. But we still got our work done, and their energy was great. Like I said, we might test around, you got to figure it out. But I feel like our guys could go out the day before. Because we got off the plane, we were so energetic, enthusiastic. We were taking charges, loose balls, or hustling around, and And again, it's like, what? And I told him after we had a long trip back, no doubt. And I said, hey man, this is what we signed up for. We're playing in the best basketball league in the country. In the sense that no one cares more than the ACC basketball, and so we're honored to be a part of it. And we came back, and and I thought our practices were good going in this one. And then I was a little worried. 11 minutes in the game, it was like 4 points. I was like, maybe we did something wrong, but our guys stayed the course.
Coach, you guys were 15 for 17 from free throw line today. How important is converting your free throws in a big tight-ish game?
Awesome, and a lot of that credit goes to Coach Shaw, who he runs a little program. He calls it free throw rehab. If you get below 70%, you got to go through all this stuff. And Jalen got in there, and he likes it. And he's a good free throw shooter. And Ryan's he's in a little shooting rehab situation too. But it's good. It wins games. Bottom line, Max does it every day too. And it's something that we've Maxime didn't even shoot a free throw today. Come on, Maxime. But it's just something that we took from us with Washington State. Helped us a lot at Washington State, and these guys embraced it too. So, and I think he stole it from Kelvin Sampson his time at Oklahoma. So we've kind of taken that through. It's really helped us.
Raynaud had a really nice drive, kind of took the ball, took it off the dribble, bounce, baseline, reverse. Just what's it like having a big man that can be that skilled?
It's pretty awesome. That was a big play. I think it took us down one, up one, and that was kind of a hurdle. I think it was the first time, maybe the first time we took a lead. I could be wrong. I forget these things, but he kind of beat the double team, got to the other side with one on the clock. It was a big time play. And like I said, I think Maxime's only going to get better. I tell the NBA guys, I said, listen, he hasn't played that much basketball. And for him to do what he's doing, like 20 and 10 at this level, it's pretty impressive. And I thought today was really played within himself, especially second half. Knocked down some big threes to get us back in there. And they were the right shots. And then like that said, that was a tough, they were bringing the double. It was the end of the clock. He spun out of there, got to the other side of the rim. And it's just, players got to make plays. And he made a big time play.
Anything else, Coach? I got one more. So, Coach, Virginia's coming in. They are a recent, not in the last few years, but they are a recent national champion. So, what do you think about when you play against a team that has that type of pedigree?
Well, there's a few in this league, so it's obviously a challenge. It's good. It's good for our brand to be able to test us, see where we're at, and compare to that. And it's a program. Obviously, Coach Bennett, who I knew when he's out at Washington State, and followed him a few coaches after, and knew him before I got the job. So a lot of respect for what he built there. And Coach Sanchez is part of his coaching tree. And they'll do a lot of the same things. So they're used to, they have an expectation in their program, a standard how hard they play, an expectation to win that will test us. And being at home, we'll see. And a couple of those guys, they got a couple guys from the Pacific Northwest. So I'm really familiar watching those guys grow up. And they'll be hard to score on. That's how they play. And it'll be a physical, tough game. And you're going to have to make, tonight, you're going to have to make some big plays.
Awesome. Thank you.
All right, thank you.